Hi everyone, it's me, Jeff Gotte, and I'm about to take you through a workout class that will help you add more strength to your legs so that you can have better mobility, balance, energy, and have injury resistance. We're going to start our workout by performing a steady pace push-up to improve your cardiovascular system and upper body strength. We're then going to jump into a metabolic assisted crunch to help strengthen your torso and abdominals, and then we're going to finish things off with a steady pace dynamic leg press, which is a very powerful exercise that will help you improve your leg strength. And as you can see, all of the exercises in this week's class are going to be performed on the floor. So if you have any issues getting on the floor, then feel free to perform this workout from a bed or a couch instead. Before we begin working out, please download the PDF progress journal so that you can record your results of each exercise set you attempt. You can find the link to download it in the description box. And for the best results, perform this exercise class 2 to 3 times per week with always at least 48 hours in between the workout to allow your body to fully develop the results in that recovery process. The only equipment that you're going to need for this workout class is a resistance band, a cold bottle of water, and your very best effort. Let's do this. It's time. Let's go ahead and do the exercise session to help improve your leg strength. We're gonna start the exercise session off with a push-up. As I mentioned, big compound movement, but we're gonna go isometric. That's gonna get your cardiovascular system rolling and execute upper body strength for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the starting position, which is wrists, shoulders, elbows aligned, nose out over the fingertips. Clock is on. Now, if you can come up onto your feet, do so. Slight bend in the elbows. If you have to lower your knees to the ground, that's perfectly fine as well. You meet your body where it's at. The steady pace technique, that is one of the most magnificent things about it, is that you're able to meet your body where it's at so that you are able to gain the results that you need. In this push-up position, pelvis stays tucked, weights back on heels. Now, slight bend in the elbows. You're gonna feel it into your triceps on a greater level. And think about wrinkling the mat underneath your nose. The goal is momentary muscle failure. You want this exercise to be challenging enough where you cannot continue at some point during these 90 seconds. We're already passing the 45-second mark, talking about the form. Know that your cardiovascular system's gonna start to kick up. That's when my heart rate's starting to jump. That's quality cardiovascular system, or cardiovascular exercise rather, far superior than any low intensity aerobics. We're getting ready to head into the exhaust range. If and when you can no longer continue, you should notate the time on the clock, then jump back in and give your best effort. You may have already successfully done it. If not, continue to give your best effort and actively engage. Now we're in the exhaust range. We're going past the 115 mark here, meaning we have about 15 seconds to reach momentary muscle failure. If you're not there yet and you haven't already disengaged, slight bend in the elbows, challenge the body, squeeze the mat underneath. No more than 8, 7, work in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly disengage. I completed the exercise. I'm coming to my journal. Take the time to go to yours. I'm going to write 1:30, the time, right? The exercise is the push-up M for metabolic, and I'm gonna circle the plus because I need to increase the difficulty next time. I've allowed myself, right? I have the privilege now to increase the difficulty. Okay, don't you run away. Yes, that was challenging, but that's what exercise is all about. Let's go into the crunch now. It's gonna be a metabolic abdominal crunch. Simply give your very best effort here, okay? We're gonna bend knees. Back is flat to begin with. Now I want you to, as you're postured, tuck pelvis slightly, lean back, and you wanna lean back until you feel your abdominals engage, but not too far to lose your balance, okay? So about halfway down is where my body feels like I have those abs engaged. I'm not gonna lose it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go clock on, okay? Now clock is rolling. Breathing freely, belly button towards spine, every breath out. This is great for muscular strength of your abdominals, your torso, help with mobility. It's gonna help with transitioning in and out of chairs, in and out of cars, injury resistance in the upper body. I want you to focus on belly button to the spine, every breath out with your breaths. That's gonna allow your transverse abdominals to engage at a very high level. Now the goal is momentary muscle failure. We're exercising, right? You're noticing a thread if you're new, right? But steady pace is all about challenging the body, progressively overloading it. That's what exercise is all about. Now, success on this exercise is when you can no longer hold in this position. Once you get to the point where either you start to feel it into your low back or you physically can't hold yourself here, either sit yourself all the way up and or slowly go to the ground, but I suggest you sit up, grab your legs, okay, so you don't bonk your head. Now, if you reach momentary muscle failure already and you've successfully done so, make sure, as I mentioned, you notate the time because we're going to record it afterwards so we can track the process of gaining results. Now, breathing through it, we have already passed into what we call the exhaust range, final 30 seconds. Breathing freely, tuck the pelvis, engage the abs, give your best effort. We have no more than 15 seconds to reach momentary muscle failure, to take all that the muscle has and make sure that the stimulus has been communicated very clearly to the muscle to prompt real results. No more than 5, breathe, 4, 3, squeezing 2, 1, and slowly disengage. Coming back to our progress journal, Metabolic Crunch, so it's a crunch. I'm gonna place 130 into my time box. I'm gonna put plus. I'm gonna increase the difficulty next time. If you're curious about how to increase the difficulty, leave a comment in the box below. We'll interact with you and allow you to gain the information about how to increase the difficulty. Okay, we are there. We've made it to the exercise, part of the exercise session that you have been waiting for, which is muscular strength of your lower body. Now, if you do have a band, I did mention to make sure you had a band and bring a band. What you would do, this is a CLX TheraBand, okay? You can slide it over your foot. If you don't have a looped TheraBand, you would just wrap it around the bottom, okay? Now, what I want to do today though is on this leg press, I want us, if you don't have a band, just to follow through the range of motion, okay? It's targeting the quadricep. And what we're going to do is we're going to execute it on both legs, okay? But I'm going to, for this video purposes, execute the left one first so you can see it a little bit closer to you, okay? All right, enough talking, Jeff. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to slide the band on the foot, okay? Now, in order to keep the hip flexor out of it today, I'm going to let my foot drop down onto the ground, okay? We're not gonna lift it up. We're focusing on quadricep and glute. Now, let's go to what I would call the starting position, which is an extension of your knee. Now, again, if you don't have a band, don't worry about it, okay? Clock is on. We're gonna initiate movement for 7. 6, you're bringing the heel in towards your hip, back is flat. For 2, 1, pause, heading back out. Again, we're isolating the quadricep, your thigh, and or your glute. Now, if you're having trouble with the foot wanting to catch and drag on the ground, then what you can do is you can remove your foot, you can put like a paper plate, okay, underneath your heel, or something else that allow you to reduce the friction of the foot as you move through this range of motion. Pause, heading back out. Now notice, I'm going extremely slow and controlled and I'm keeping my muscle flexed and engaged the entire time. What we're looking for in steady pace or exercise is a continuous, uninterrupted resistance loading of the targeted muscle. That's gonna give you the best results. We're getting ready to go past the 45-second mark. You should already feel a burn in the thigh. That's the exercise communicating to your muscle that we want it to adapt, okay? That is the anaerobic subsystem, your metabolism rocking, meaning you know that you are working at a high intensity, which is gonna lead to better blood sugar levels, it's gonna lead to more strength in your lower body, injury resistance, more endurance and energy levels because your muscles are stronger, okay? We're heading into the exhaust range. Now, success, again, just like any steady pace set, is when you can no longer continue with proper form slowly, okay? When you get to that point, notate the time that's above me so that you can write it down in your progress journal after the set and then just continue with me. Whew, holy burn. All right, one more opportunity. Next concentric effort is going to take us past the 130 mark or 90 seconds, and you are slowly disengaging after that effort. Coming out of it, whew, holy burn. Clock is off. I'm gonna make a notation, leg press, 130 and plus. Now, go ahead, either after the exercise video, you can hit pause now, execute the same set on the opposite side. You wanna make sure you're working both sides of your body. If you liked this video, please take the time to like it and share it, okay? That's going to allow individuals who need this information to have access to it. If you are on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, follow us, share us with your friends. We want to be able to make sure that we are in the people's lives who need us, who want to be strong, okay, while living with MS. If you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to let us know. Throw a comment in the box below, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at our next exercise class. If you want to get into a more structured and regimented program that can help you gain more more control of your symptoms, then you should join our Take the Fight to the Muscles workout club. Now, by joining, you will receive access to an exclusive seated full body fundamentals workout class that updates every 2 weeks, stretch classes to help you alleviate tightness and spasticity, access to our 2 most popular Focus On series for foot drop and hip flexors, plus bonus Q&As with myself each month where I can answer your questions about exercise and MS. Click the join button below this video to learn more information about the Take the Fight to the Muscles workout club and to see which plan works best for you. I'll see you all next week.